That's legit.
Jeff Pearson, scene 1, take 1.
Did you get that on Amazon? Where'd you get that?
My buddy Kyle gave it to me. So
I have to make sure I'm not looking at myself because I feel like a fucking douchebag. Why am I looking at myself? It's like those people that you FaceTime, you can tell they're just looking at themselves the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Narcissists.
But we are just ridiculous.
This is true.
Put your hood up, bro. You don't like it? And hey, did I tell you the headsets, you push them out if they're too tight?
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they pull out like right here over the ears.
Oh, okay. I probably won't put my hood on just because I don't want to fuck up with the headphones. I do have a hood, though, for those.
Do you not want to wear the headphones?
Huh?
You don't have to wear the headphones.
No,
they just make sure your audio level's good.
I think it makes me look cool.
There you go.
My eyes there?
Yeah. Are they? I think they're in the scene.
All right.
Hey, Richard, we good?
Good job, Rich.
Yeah. He doesn't get paid enough for what he does.
So which one is...
So this is streaming mine. That's streaming yours. And I know this is probably really boring for the listeners. Jeff Pearson, welcome back to the Something Nothing Everything podcast.
What up?
So before we started this, we were talking about my buddy's podcast that was just posted today. Or no. 2 days ago?
Yeah, what was his name?
David Stark.
David Stark, man. Dude, if I see you on
How
patrol,
far...
bro, if I see you on patrol, I'm just going to give you... I'm at a minimum buying you lunch somewhere.
That man needs
giving
lunch
you maybe a little cuddle off to the side. Something. Oh, rough life, bro.
How far did you get?
I got almost to the end. I want to say I'm probably like an hour. I can actually probably tell you. I'm probably like an hour and 25 minutes.
That's
like, dude.
Is that the piano wire part?
It was like right after the piano wire part.
Oh,
I got 33 minutes left.
Finish it.
I'll have to finish it.
It's good, man.
I had to take an antidepressant after that one.
I had to take a break. You're like 10 minutes away from my break. Like I was interviewing him.
I saw your first break after he was talking about the incident with the little kid.
Oh my God, dude. I was like, dude, I had to pump the brakes. I was like, dude, I've got to go get some fresh air.
It's wild.
I don't smoke cigarettes, but I'm going to go buy a pack of cigarettes and smoke a cigarette real quick.
Dave, hit me up, man. We can grab a beer.
I can get him in touch with you.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
That'd be cool.
When did you deploy?
A couple times, but 06 was my first one. That was for about a year to southern Iraq.
So you missed him by a year.
He probably rolled some dudes up that got sent to my prison.
Oh, 100%.
For sure. Yeah. Because I was a prison guard.
I was amazed with like the MPs. He's like, yeah, I was involved with this, and this. I'm like, bro.
Dude, like, so we would work with the MPs out of Fort Richardson, which is attached to Elmendorf. And they have a lot of the same kind of stories where it's like they augment their 50 cal gunners and like they get tossed into the shit. They're not doing provost marshal stuff overseas a lot. Like they're doing infantry type stuff. Like one thing that I wanted to ask him was, what was the pre-deployment training like? Right. So it's like, he said he basically went from boot camp to, tech school. I guess it's integrated. And then he just went and then he just left. And then he got attached to the 4th Marines.
I forget to ask that. Yeah.
It's like, is there any pre-deployment training in the Army? It's just like, nope, your boot camp is so good that you ain't got to worry about it. Like, We're good to go. But the guy seems super squared away. He said he got marksman on pretty much everything. He came back. So,
and he is. I've gone out to the shooting range a lot of times with him, and
he's good to go.
He's fucking bro. Pistol comes out.
Just boom.
Just fucking.
I mean, the guy's been in law enforcement for.
Dude, his grouping is like.
It's stupid. Yeah.
It's frustrating because it's like I can hit my target.
Yeah.
But I can't ever get my grouping that close. And I'm telling you, he's like smooth press, bang, 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 bang. And it's just one thing after the other. And it's super tight, man. So he's I know he's not bullshitting there.
Yeah. No, I whenever I go to the range, like with my buddies, they're like, oh, Jeff's, prior military, this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just out there having fun, just pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
Just like I'll pull out my M9 or whatever and just try to just empty the mag.
Yep.
It's like, oh, Jeff's grouping. I'm not really trying, guys.
No.
This is fucking around. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like if I'm actually aiming and doing all the procedures and all the other stuff, like I can probably easily get to security forces standards expert almost every time.
It's not that hard.
Yeah. I mean, I can't remember what it was, what the standard is, but
23 out of 24.
I'm a big fan of the M9. So if I joined the sheriff's office, can I use my own gun? Can I use the M9?
The Beretta?
Yeah. Like, is that a thing? Like, do cops do that or no?
I think it used to be authorized, but I don't think it's authorized anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to LAPD, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's still standard issue.
What, the M9?
The Beretta.
Dude,
yeah.
dude, everyone talks shit about it. I love the M9.
It's just heavy.
Is it?
That's all it is. Yeah.
I
I mean, you hold a Glock, like I have a Glock 45
Mm.
and it's, so it's a 19 frame a 19 slide with a 17 frame.
Yeah.
And, I feel like that has a pretty good weight ratio. But the M9 is just so heavy, but it does make shooting super smooth.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm a big
butter
fan.
every time.
It's my go-to.
Have you, did you watch for the listeners, today's date is February 9th. I think 2 days ago or 3 days ago, Tucker Carlson released his interview with Putin. Did you listen to it at all yet?
Nope.
About an hour and a half in. And, I think I said this before. I don't think we're supposed to be buddy-buddy with Russia. And I think as an American citizen, I think like we should view it as like, okay, they're an adversary. But they're doing so much shit right that it makes me question.
Russia's doing shit right?
They're banning GMOs. They're banning certain pesticides on their crops. They're investing more money in their public school systems. They're cutting down on cultural ideologies that are scientifically proven to be toxic.
They also jail people for speaking out against the government. I mean, that's... you want to adopt that? Yes. I don't know.
I mean, don't we?
But
don't we?
Like, I can sit on this podcast and say I think the fucking federal government is a bunch of fucking retarded dumbasses. I'm not going to go to jail for that. Let's hope not. Anyway, because I just said
right,
that.
But you can't say that you train with me and a bunch of other guys and go to the shooting range to be a
I can't say what
individual. They're passing a militia bill soon, dude.
What are you talking about?
That's banning. Okay, hold up. Entertain them.
So a militia bill. So I've heard about this. I actually looked it up.
Have you?
Right. I looked it up because I was interested in, some of the groups that are around our, where we live. And so you're allowed to have a militia, but that's what the Guard is. Like,
the Guard's not a militia.
It is, though.
No, because the federal government can literally come in and say, you're no longer National Guard, you're federalized. And then, boom, your militia's gone.
But I'm saying, like, per the letter of the law, the Guard is the militia.
But they're not. They're not. The federal, perfect example, if the federal government went down to Texas because the National Guard of Texas stopped listening to them, the National Guard would be federalized under the general of the federal military. And then all the troops would have to choose, do I want to go to jail for this?
Well, in the 15-second research that I did on it, it basically, like, I looked up the militia laws, and it basically said that that's essentially what the Guard is. So I was like, okay, sounds good to me.
It looks like it was rolled up in the defense bill.
So what is it? So what does the actual bill say about the militia? Because I mean, to join, like, if you join a militia, like, say there's, I don't know, like, I think that Dads of Castle Rock thing is close to becoming a militia, to be honest.
It's
like,
close.
I've been following them a little bit, and I'm like, well, if they're not being watched by someone, like, they probably definitely are, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, if you're joining that, you're on a fucking list, bro. Like, for sure. And then all it would take, dude, is for someone at the government to be like, we need to disband this thing, just call them a terrorist group, and then everyone just gets fucking smoked. Like, you're done. Like, I don't care how many AR-15s you have, the government has drones. They have drones.
But okay, so in that argument, right?
Uh-huh.
Let me make sure I'm actually recording, and I think I'm sharing the screen. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So here it is. It says Democrats propose bill to prohibit militia activity. Legislation would place federal prohibition on private militia activity. Congressmen say group used political violence during Capitol riots. So they're still quoting the fucking Capitol riots.
Shocker.
Criminal penalties would increase based on severity of activity. Okay, that's ambiguous. Two Democratic congressmen are backing proposal to prohibit private paramilitary activities. What are the activities that are prohibited? Somebody said like going out to the shooting range and training, shooting and moving.
Like, I don't like reading these news. Like, I want to read what was actually in the bill, because this is just an interpretation of someone else, right? Some reporter that just graduated from fucking Berkeley read a part of the bill and wrote this article on it.
No, dude. They
You know what I'm saying?
They probably fed the bill to ChatGPT and said, write me a news article honestly, that's left-leaning.
Not a bad strategy, to be honest, but
it's a good strat.
Like, I don't want to downplay the Capitol riots too, because that shit kind of pissed me off. Like, what you're gonna fucking storm the fucking Capitol? Like, scumbags for sure. But
I don't think there was a storming. I think that certain people stormed, and then other people just walked in.
Well, you have that one dude that was wearing like the skeleton hat or whatever.
You mean the
shaman guy or whatever?
Did you see the? Okay, hold up. Let me pull this guy up.
And I was like, what the fuck is that?
Did I send you that Instagram with him talking? This is gonna be golden.
So while you're looking that up, just my interpretation of that, like I'm just as upset about that as I am about those people that took over that like the Capitol building in Washington, like the Chaz or whatever it was called. You know, do you remember that?
Yeah.
During 2020.
I'm trying not to find a video that's like super super long.
I was like, how are they going to take over an entire city block? Yeah, the shaman guy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. This guy might be a nut job, but
the dude stormed the riot, or the dude stormed the Capitol. He's definitely a nut job.
I don't know if he did.
If he's not in jail, I'm gonna be
okay. Trump. Oh yeah, Trump 2022.
Baffled.
No, this isn't. Maybe this is it. No, dude. He recently did an interview. And I'll try to find it, and I'll add the link in the. Yeah, this is just some dude doing like a weird rendition.
So that guy made videos of him doing it, like before he did it.
Why is it still going? Come on, Richard, figure shit out.
Weird, but
so no, he was talking about like the CIA operations and stuff like that within this country to pull the strings of power.
CIA doesn't operate in the country.
Horseshit.
It doesn't. I promise you it doesn't.
The FBI.
The FBI definitely does. The NSA does. There's a couple of other intelligence agencies that do. I got into a big argument with my brother about this because I've consulted for
pump the brakes. Who assassinated Malcolm X?
I don't know.
The FBI.
Does anyone know?
And then what about?
Does anyone definitively know?
No. The CIA 100% operates in this country.
No, it doesn't.
Not assassinations.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does.
It might have influence over other agencies that operate, but they themselves do not operate within the United States.
Oh, no, 100%. What is that?
Absolutely not.
What is that? There was a operation the CIA did with I'm drawing a Charles Manson in California, where they got a bunch of dudes that were hooking up with prostitutes.
I know what you're talking about. That wasn't the CIA. That was the NSA.
No.
Yes, 100%. They may have been funded by the CIA. Everyone likes to say it's the CIA because it's the sexy intelligence agency that everyone knows about. Ooh, the CIA. Ooh, they're in charge of everything. No, they don't operate in the country. It's all conspiracy, dude. It's all fucking conspiracy. 100%.
You can't deny.
I'm denying it.
But you can't because I can. Okay. So if they're like, hey, NSA, we can't do this on American soil. We want you to do this.
Yeah, they can do that.
That's them by proxy operating on the United States soil.
They do not operate directly on U.S. soil. So you can't say. It would be like me saying, all right, Matt, I want you to go to the local gas station and rob them. Who robbed them? You or me?
Well, you came up with it.
But who did the actual action? Who's going to go to jail? Who takes all the risk?
We're both going to jail.
I mean,
but that's the thing. The federal government is never held accountable for this.
I'm just saying, like the CIA, like I can't even confirm that the CIA even does that. But
oh no, it's confirmed.
I mean, is it? I mean,
oh yes, 100. What is that? What was it called?
I know way too many patriots and really good people that work for the agency.
Sure.
That it's like slapping them in the face when people are like, "Oh, the CIA is acting against the best interests of the United States." It's like saying
a child thinks they're acting in the best interest of the family when they grab a cookie off the counter and eat it because they want it.
Yeah, but the CIA is smarter than a child. Obviously.
I don't know. I think listening to that interview with Putin, 100% think they blew up that pipeline.
The CIA blew up the pipeline.
Or by proxy. You want to talk about the mastermind of who's actually pulling these strings? The CIA. Now, whether or not they're the ones that are actually executing it.
Why do you think that?
Because they always have done that. Since the formation of the CIA. Or before the CIA, what was it called?
I think if you went to go visit Langley and you saw what they actually did, you'd be like, oh, that's...
No, I know what they do. It's a lot of like gathering. Well, that's like a division. It's like intel gathering is a division.
I mean, that's what they do. They gather foreign intelligence and they disseminate it against the military and other intelligence agencies and policymakers and all this other stuff. Yeah, I mean, they steal secrets from other countries. Like
they steal secrets from other companies too. If Lockheed Martin made a new discovery of something, I mean, and hasn't disclosed it to the military yet,
Lockheed Martin has to disclose it. Otherwise, I'm telling you.
Okay, that's a bad example, but
like if you're an American company and you're developing technology, you are by law, you have to disclose all that stuff to the federal government, to whatever agency.
What do you make about this new UAP bill that says that private entities can? Here's my thought. So the new bill proposes that like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, all these companies that have UAP material can continue to operate and develop this material without disclosing it to the government, with the purpose of not having to do a FOIA. You can't do a FOIA on a private company.
So I actually met Grush a couple of times in 2018, 2019, because he worked for the NGA. I was consulting for them at the time. The whole UAP bill, literally, like the whole purpose of it going through was so that pilots can report crazy shit without having to worry about getting their license pulled.
Sure.
Their like pilot's license pulled, because 5 years ago, if you're a 767 pilot or 747 pilot and a fucking, random alien was like, yo, what up? And if you reported that, like you're done, like your career is over, literally. Right.
It'll be like, you're tripping.
So, but what they didn't mention, what he didn't mention in that Senate hearing or Congress hearing is that there's a lot of shit that the Navy sees.
Yeah.
Like unidentified submerged objects. That's arguably just as big as the UA one or as the UAPs or the UFOs or whatever. Yeah. Like there's more documented unidentified submerged objects, like crazy shit, lights and fucking UFOs and stuff coming out of the ocean and in the ocean under the surface. A buddy of mine who's a marine biologist, and he's like a big alien person too. He was like, dude, he's like, why do we think that on Earth we're the first intelligent species that they're going to try to contact? The ocean makes up like 70-80% of the planet. They're going to go for the intelligent. Like, isn't there something out there that says like dolphins and whales like just as smart as we are or something? I don't agree with that, but as far as like the consciousness level and all the other stuff, it's like, and it's documented that those species have a definitive language.
Have you heard the theory that squids and octopi are not of this space or Earth?
It's completely full of shit, for sure.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure, because those are made up of the same fucking things that we are.
Yeah, carbon.
It's all carbon and
carbon life can still be carbon life, not on Earth. The idea is that they got here via panspermia, like very early in the development of Earth. But
like, what do you think about that concept of the aliens actually contacted dolphins and whales first, and they were like, dude, those guys just fucking
makes
flew
me
the
think
ocean.
Of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I've never seen
like,
it.
So long and thanks for all the fish.
You've never seen it?
Nope. Bro.
Nope.
Great movie.
No. What is this?
Funny.
When the CIA ran LSD sex house in San Francisco, was this back in like the fucking 60s?
Hold on, bro. I'm gonna share this for the 5
dude,
people that actually
a lot of the times when any intelligence agency does anything, they say it's the CIA. It's the same thing with like special operations groups.
Look at this.
Whenever, listen.
But they're doing it by proxy.
But listen, whenever like the pararescue guys do some crazy mission, it doesn't say pararescue men fucking save a bunch of people. They say it's the SEALs.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with this. Whenever any intelligence agency does anything big, they say it's the CIA. Because if someone says, oh, the fucking DIA did X, Y, and Z, everyone's going to be like, who the fuck cares? No one knows what the fuck that is. And that's for a reason. Oh, the NGA did this. The NRO did that. No one gives a fuck. Say, the fucking CIA just launched a fucking super crazy spy satellite.
So who do you think did this?
It's for headlines.
Who do you think
Anything
did this?
operating within the United States, the NSA has some type of fucking...
What is it called?
The NSA.
No, I want to know the operation name. I thought it was something funny. Oh, there you go. 1955 to 1965.
So back then,
hold on,
it could have been the CIA.
If you haven't read it yet, there's a really good book about Charles Manson and his involvement with this operation, and the federal government refuses to acknowledge that.
I don't acknowledge that.
Why?
There's no fucking way that Charles Manson was subscripted by the fucking any intelligence agency to do anything. Why would anyone believe that?
You like that? Involved with CIA. The strange case of Charles Manson in the CIA. LSD
so he
research.
might have been...
no, dude, it's not might. It's... Look at this motherfucker.
No, what I'm saying is like, you could be called up by Fieldwork Denver, which I just did yesterday, and be like, hey, can you take, be a part of this, study or group or whatever?
Who is MK Ultra?
MK Ultra was this experiment that they did back in this
with
time.
The CIA.
Allegedly.
In Project Stargate.
Allegedly.
This shit is documented, dude.
It's documented by who?
This is what pisses me off.
What?
Is like every other country recognizes the bullshit they've done. America, for whatever fucking reason, we have refused to recognize the bullshit that we have done.
There's no bullshit. This is some fucking wacko that it's like, oh, the fucking person with all the yarn all over the fucking...
Oh my God.
Or it's like...
Okay, so it's called
Have you ever
Chaos.
seen...
I read this, but I didn't read it. I listened to audio.
Have you ever seen those fucking wackos that are like at the fucking World Cup? It's like, oh, the guy fell like this. It's a triangle. It must be the fucking Illuminati.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, it's like the most ridiculous fucking shit, and people like you eat it up. It's wild that you think the CIA would give a fuck about.
It's called Chaos. Stuff. For the listeners, highly recommend this book. It will make you question everything the government does.
Oh my God.
You're pissing me off, Jeff.
I'm sorry. It's just
there's no fucking way you just like blindly think. Okay, pause. I think there are really, really great people in any agency.
Okay.
However,
where is that going?
However,
I've never worked with anyone at any intelligence agency that wanted to do that would knowingly do harm to the American people. No fucking way.
Interesting. What about the Epstein Island thing and the involvement of intelligence? Now, it might be Israeli, is some people alleging.
What are you talking
Mossad?
About? You think that
being involved with placing
you're thinking
higher, hold on, let me get it all out. Placing high, wealthy individuals and people of power in compromising positions with minors on an island where everything's recorded, and then blackmailing them when the time is right.
So you're alleging that there's a possibility
allegedly
that an American intelligence agency was knowingly sexually assaulting minors.
Bro, I interviewed Christy Payne, who worked for the Department.
I'm just saying.
Dude, she worked for the Department of Human Services in Ohio. And they were sexually assaulting, like, the company she worked with. She went to go to this, like,
but as a
location?
program, I'm not talking about, like, some fucking weirdo motherfuckers that...
Bro, this is, like, fucking 20 people.
Like, but I'm talking, like, the program is funded and it's directed and it's cleared.
No, I think it's funded through the drugs that
I'm saying, like,
CIA has pumped into this country.
Imagine you're a CIA officer, right?
Okay.
Hey, Matt,
Yeah.
we're going to start sending little kids to this island, and you're going to make sure that they get sexually assaulted.
And if you,
what are you going to say?
What's the clause? There's always a clause. If you talk about this, we'll kill your entire family.
No one says that.
You're going to commit suicide.
Dude, that's fucking
Hillary
movie
Clinton
stuff.
style.
That's fucking movie
no,
stuff.
It's not. Fucking Hillary Clinton.
Those conversations
is allegedly whacking people.
I agree.
Allegedly,
Hillary Clinton does some sketchy shit, but I don't think it's cleared by like the fucking leadership of these intelligence agencies. And that's what that conspiracy says.
No. Okay, so if
I would agree that the Mossad would do that because they're sketchy as fuck, but definitely not an American intelligence agency.
Okay, so if they knew this stuff was going on, why aren't they prosecuting the people on the fucking flight logs?
Why aren't what do you mean?
The FBI, the fucking Interpol. I don't care. Just someone prosecute these people.
Well, I mean,
why?
Were they in America?
No, but Interpol can get.
I'm just saying, like, if you're like, this is a big issue within.
Where is Epstein's Island? Isn't it Bahamas?
I think it's somewhere out there, but like, it's a big issue where like sex tourists will go to like the Philippines and Thailand and stuff, and they do all this fucked up shit, and the U.S. can't really do anything. Like, it wasn't on U.S. soil, right? It's like, I know that there's international laws and stuff, but that it's a huge fucking problem. So like, even if like you as a fucking person that lives in Douglas County, if you know someone, right? Like, and you report them to Parker Police or fucking Arapahoe Sheriff or whatever, they can't do anything. They can't. Hey, I know that this guy fucking went to the Philippines and did a whole bunch of fucked up shit. The local police can't do shit. The fucking federal government can't do shit.
Yeah, but they could release that information.
Who?
The intelligence... Dude, you're telling me the intelligence agencies have no fucking clue about this stuff.
No, I think they do. I just don't think that they can do anything.
Why can't they release it?
So you realize that you can sue the government for stuff, right?
100%.
So let's say you were an aide of Danny DeVito or something, because I saw that funny meme. He's like, I only went there for the snorkeling.
Yeah.
So say you were an aide, and you were on the flight log for that.
Okay.
And the fucking FBI comes out. Matt fucking knowingly went there, blah, 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 with no proof, with no evidence.
Yeah.
You're suing them for all kinds of, what's it called? The thing that Johnny
Defamation.
Depp. Yeah. For millions of dollars, literally. So if the federal government just comes out and is like, hey, this celebrity, that celebrity who has money.
So who's moving these kids to the island, though?
I've got no idea.
What do your intuitions tell you?
This is
allegedly.
So
intuitions.
This is what I think happened, right?
Yep.
I think that Epstein and the fucking scumbag Maxwell person or whatever was like, hey, we own an island. We make the laws because we own the island, and we're saying that the age of consent is 15. Okay. Or that the age of consent in my country that I own is whatever age. You know what I mean? And we have girls there. It's a party. It's a good time, whatever. They get celebrities to go out, Congress people or whoever the fuck. And these people go there and it's like, well, it's fucking age of consent is in their mind. I don't think they were breaking the law. That's what I think. I don't think that they had the intent of breaking the law. Is it fucked up? Is it fucked up? Yes, it's fucked up. But I don't know. That's just what I think. Because, like, how else are you going to knowingly get Stephen Hawking on a fucking plane like that to go and grape a bunch of little kids? You know what I'm saying?
He can't move.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
he types with his eyeballs,
or like whoever the fuck. Like, it's like, oh, could you imagine? There's a bunch of fucking little kids out there. Let's go. No.
Like if he had to say, oh yeah, it's like left, right. So he's just sitting there doing this.
Dude, the fucking memes of that guy. Oh my god.
And this little computer saying, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah."
Fuck.
I want to go to the island.
But that's genuinely what I think happened. I think like the actual victims that got sent there was like, hey, it's like a Michael Jackson type thing where it's like Never Never Land or whatever the fucking theme park that guy had.
Sure.
Oh, cool. We'll go. Sure. Our parents say it's okay. Fucking idiots. Not the kids, but the parents. And it's just
Bro.
like that's how I think it went down. That's how I think they got super famous people out there. I don't think that there was an agreement made like, hey man, we got a bunch of little kids. Like, we want you to come to this island so that we can film you and then use it to compromise you later.
No, I think they filmed it and they use it as blackmail.
I mean,
you can't deny that.
Well,
there have literally been multiple cameras found.
I'm a big quantitative guy. If there's not evidence for it, the door for opportunity for a whole bunch of other shit could have easily happened.
Yeah.
The simplest solution, so Occam, I think it's Occam's razor, that the simplest solution is usually always the right one. So I think what you're saying is it's probably right? But like, I would like to think that humanity isn't as bad as what it seems. You know what I mean?
I think there's just select people that are terrible.
Yeah. You want to hear a conspiracy that I have that hasn't come out that much?
Let me hear it.
I think that, and this is super fucked up.
You can leave your water on the table, dude.
I don't want to like knock it over.
No, dude, everything's.
I think that some of these celebrities that pop out of nowhere, because I do think so. Child sacrifice is still a big thing, like in the world, just around, right? Where they throw kids in fires and all kinds of fucked up. And you can edit this out. This is kind of fucked up.
No,
I think that some of these celebrities that you see pop up out of fucking nowhere just agree to like give one of their kids to one of these organizations, and then they just become famous overnight. Literally, it's like, all right, cool.
How do they cover up the child?
What do you mean? What? It's like maybe, I don't know, like maybe they had more than 3 or 4 kids and no one really knows them, and there was a tragic accident or whatever. You know what I mean? Which is why I think like a lot of these random celebrities just fucking kill themselves because they can't deal with it. That the fact that they did that.
I think there's definitely evil in this world.
Like, I genuinely believe
evil,
that's
evil as in like, we'll give you a lot of things here on Earth.
Yeah.
With that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I think, I feel like the ability to have like magic and stuff like that is very possible.
What do you mean? Like legit? Like not like illusion?
No, not like an illusion. Like,
like
here's
special
the card,
powers?
Like, yeah, but to a great extent of like sacrificing to activate it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I was so that one podcaster, Bobby Altoff, made a joke about that. I was like, fuck. I was like, what if she's not joking?
Are you atheist?
What if she legit? No.
Just agnostic.
I wouldn't say I'm agnostic. I definitely believe in intelligent design as like a concept for sure. That there is, a creator of some kind. What his or her or whatever intentions were.
Yeah,
I think that's definitely up for debate for sure.
Yeah, I think too many Christians nowadays, because I go to church on Sunday, and every Sunday I always get in a debate. And they're like, well, God is all good. And I'm like, that's not what it says in the Torah, which is the Old Testament. God literally stated, I am all good and I am all the evil.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He created Lucifer. He created Lucifer Morningstar. He can literally snap his finger and Lucifer's gone.
Huh. I didn't know
and
that.
then if you track it down, you go from Christianity to Judaism to Zoroastrianism, and that's the oldest roots of Christianity.
Interesting. Yeah. No,
so it makes more sense to me that there's good and evil in this world.
Yeah. I have kind of an interesting relationship with spirituality and religion and all that other stuff. I definitely keep it at arm's reach because I think it can get dangerous if you get too close to it, for sure. Where it'll literally just control everything you do.
Yeah, it's self-confirming.
It'll control your entire life, right? And not always for the good. Some people find purpose in it, which I think is awesome, because I think that our purpose as humans is to find a purpose. You know what I mean? Like, if that kind of makes sense.
Dude, you need to watch The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Why? Isn't that like a kid's movie?
No, what?
Isn't that like a kid's movie?
No, dude. No, it's about the same director that made Spaceballs.
What the fuck am I thinking of then? There's another space movie that's like a little kid like trying to find his girlfriend or something.
No,
I don't know.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is like really funny and like trippy, and like, what is the purpose of life?
Yeah.
And God, like Earth is actually just like a conveyor belt. And like he realized, because they destroyed Earth, but then he realizes there's multiple Earths,
and
God is like, oh, it's okay. We make these every day.
Yeah,
like, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I definitely think that there's a solid possibility that if we find life on another planet, it's just a bunch of other humans.
I think that would trip a lot of people out.
Be like, just literally like two dudes doing a podcast. Yeah, man, Earth's fucking crazy. Those guys are a bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for the aliens listening in on this, you want to jump on? Hit me up.
What if one's just like,
how you,
yo, dude, I'm from Neptune, bro. Like, dude, the fucking water is great.
Fucking manifest themselves right here. Be like, what the fuck?
For real. Like, I think it would trip a lot of people out too.
Well, I think that's a lot of the ancient angel theories, right? I think they're extraterrestrials or higher dimensional beings coming into this dimension. Did you ever see, I think it's Ezekiel, like the rendition of Ezekiel? It's fucking creepy, dude. It's like a giant eyeball with a bunch of other eyeballs that are floating around it in like an orb.
Really?
Oh, dude, it's fucking trippy. Hold up.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely, as far as like legit extraterrestrial beings, I definitely think they're interdimensional, which would mean that they're here right now. You know what I mean? But they're able to access. So you ever take like a chem class in college? Like where you actually get to view the scanning electron microscopes?
Yep.
So did you ever get to see bronze and copper under the microscope?
Yeah, but dude, it was so long ago.
So what I'm going to bring up is like, if you space out the actual, and I'll actually hold it up so that the viewers can see. So if you actually hold up the atoms themselves, so say the atoms are this size, right? They're actually, there's like 2 times the space in between the atoms. It's like 1 point whatever space. So if the thing is an inch long, which it's not, it's super small, then there'd be like 1.8 inches in between until you hit the next actual atom. So which means that there's more. So in this table, in the air, everything around us, there's more space than there is matter. And I think that these beings or whatever can access that space.
Do you want to know my thought?
What?
Everything is light. And the 4th dimension is density. So
well, light would still be able to penetrate and illuminate the density, unless you're smaller than a photon.
Which there are.
I don't think anything has ever been described in science to date that's smaller than a photon. I think that's the smallest known thing
but that kind of backs up everything is light.
Yeah.
And density is the higher dimensional plane.
Density. Density of what?
Density of the light.
I don't think light has mass. So how can it be dense?
The general thing is it's a flow of energy. Like everything is just a flow of energy constantly. This is a stable flow of energy right now. But it's like the theory of like if you put a universe in a contained box and it went on for infinity, and it had multiple times of just rendering itself.
Yeah.
Sometimes, or
it's okay if I take these off.
Yeah, dude, I don't care. I'll tell you if you're quiet or not. So, it's like if you put an apple in a box, right? And that box is vacuum, and over infinity, that apple will become a galaxy. It'll become really hot plasma. It will eventually reform itself as another apple. So it's like all this flow of energy, the light, is what we all live in. And density is what makes it all harmonious.
Yeah, that's interesting. And so within the dimensional plane that we live in, what do you think the next one over is, based on that, I guess, interpretation?
I think it's
would it be dark? Would it be all dark?
No. So we know our brains operate within 11 dimensions. I'm not smart enough to remember them all, but science has proven there's 11 provable dimensions, and somehow they correlated it with our brain being able to operate in those higher dimensions. Which goes to like the spirituality of like we're all connected, we're all from one. It's like, but we're just sent into this realm of existence to have in existence, to find a purpose.
Yeah.
Or to realize that maybe purpose is meaningless. Maybe when you die, like a lot of people that have done DMT before, which is the drug that's released in your own brain when you're dying.
Yeah.
They have this ego death when they go through this and they come back. They feel as though they're like, okay, this really doesn't matter. So I should really just be present in the moment and enjoy the people I'm around, because that's the only thing that matters.
Well, I can interpret people that use psychedelic drugs and be like, hey man, I did meth once and it told me to do this and that. Are you going to take that? Are you going to take that person seriously?
I forgot you're like adamantly against drugs.
I'm just saying, like,
so what about a drug that your body makes?
Well, I want you to answer my question first.
Meth, your body does not make meth. Your string of logic there is irrelevant.
My body makes dopamine,
okay,
which is well, I'm just saying, like, that's the same thing that ecstasy is, isn't it?
No.
Or like Molly or whatever.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
So just because my body creates it naturally doesn't mean that me fucking taking a pill.
Molly is a psychoactive drug that causes you to have empathy towards everybody.
But no, I'm saying, like, the actual, like, I know that when you take Molly or ecstasy, there's a major dopamine dump in your brain.
That's a portion of it.
Right?
There's other factors.
So that means that it's good because it's, right?
No.
Based on your logic.
No.
It's good because your body creates it.
No.
My body creates sugar naturally. Does that mean that I can just, is it healthy for me to go eat a bunch of fucking Snickers bars?
Time and place. You working out hard? Are you hypoglycemic?
We can go down this debate
Dude,
all day.
No. We can't go down this debate because DMT is literally made in your brain. Every night you go to bed, your brain releases DMT to you.
Mm-hmm.
Every single night. You get a little bit of spritz of DMT in La La Land.
Uh-huh.
You're a druggie. Every fucking night. Yeah, every night you're using fucking drugs. Jeff.
I don't put anything in my body.
Your body's making drugs.
It may be, well, I mean, same thing with dopamine, same thing with serotonin, same thing with all those other things.
So why not be able to administratively take it?
Why do you need to?
To go into this
your
higher
body is
dimensional
already
plane. The thought process is that DMT, they're doing studies in Oxford right now where it's a long, slow drip DMT administration with like scientists and clinics sitting there having you map out this world of the DMT. So, and people are mapping out the same shit.
So if we were meant to do that as humans, I would do it naturally. And it sounds like it sounds like it happens when you die.
No,
what if you're fucking up your death experience?
You're not.
I'm just saying, like, no one knows that. No one knows definitively if you are or you're not fucking up your death experience, because death is as much of a part of life.
Imagine you
than
die
else.
And you're like, nope, been here before. Oh,
no.
Walk through this waiting room.
What if it's like when you take too much painkillers and you take one and then it doesn't do anything or whatever? What's it called? Like,
I've never taken painkillers.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, there's like a term for it in drugs where it's like you become
tolerance. There's a tolerance that's built up.
So what if you do DMT and you have a tolerance, and then when you die, you don't get to experience what you're supposed to?
There's no tolerance of DMT. Your body metabolizes DMT. So this is the difference between the other drugs you mentioned. Molly doesn't get metabolized very quickly by your body. Cocaine doesn't get metabolized by your body very quickly. What else did you say? Meth definitely doesn't get metabolized by your body very quickly.
I'm not a drug expert. I'm not a pharmacist. I'm not a chemist, so I can't speak to it.
But hear me out.
All I know is that
DMT,
you are putting something in your body
that's already in your body
that isn't supposed to be there.
That's already in your body.
Then why aren't you experiencing it every day?
You can through meditation.
So you're saying that someone that meditates can experience the same crazy fucking trip?
Yes.
No way.
Yes. 100%.
Pull it up on YouTube.
Okay. You're not going to see the trip. It's in your brain.
Yeah, I want to see someone tripping out off of a meditation. Guys like,
experience DMT by meditation. Fucking, I'm so glad we got. Well, look at this. Whoa.
Nope. Some guys like, nope.
2 methods for doing it and the risk of both. Use side effects, risks. You want to read that?
No, because that's like taking the actual pill. or whatever it is. You drink the tea or whatever.
You smoke it, lick a
Smoke
frog,
it, yeah.
or take ayahuasca.
Yeah, smoke it. Yeah, let's inhale smoke. I'm sure that's healthy for you. That's natural, right? Your body just creates smoke in its lungs.
I love how he can get you going on drugs.
I hate drugs.
Is your brother still in town?
No.
Fuck.
He'll be back next week though.
What time?
I'll have to look at his flight details, but yeah, I hate drugs, dude. It's stupid. You don't need drugs to enhance your life experience.
DMT meditation is a profound journey where individuals use psychoactive compound DMT. So it's just stating like you have to use it. That's not necessarily true.
But so I'll just secede and say, okay, cool. If you meditate, you do decades of meditation, sure. Like it's a possibility.
Yeah,
I admit that. Like, but why? How is this enhancing my life experience? How is this benefiting me by doing this illegal drug?
If you go to a higher dimensional plane,
mm-hmm.
you are leaving this plane of existence.
Why do I care? I like my plane of existence.
Because you can be enlightened. You can see what is next. You literally can experience what is heaven after death.
Why do I need to see that? Why does anyone need to see that?
Wouldn't you feel so much more comfortable walking through life being like, wow, death is actually like
absolutely
really
not.
Nice.
So what that kind of reminds me of, so I have 4 kids, right?
Yep.
So the first 3 we knew what the gender was, and for the 4th one we were like, let's just be surprised. We got so much more satisfaction out of waiting and being surprised for the 4th than the first 3. So it's like, so for me, so let's say you do get a sneak peek of what heaven or whatever the next afterlife is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know. I want to be surprised. So what's the point of me doing DMT?
You can make your life better now.
How?
A lot of times people, and that to full disclosure, I have never actually experienced it, but this is from friends who have done it and from reading scientific stuff. If they do a clinical trial where they're like, hey, we're doing clinical trials for veterans to try DMT to see if it helps out with PTSD stuff, I'll be like, yep, I'm down. Where do I sign? 100%.
Yeah.
If you go in and you experience this, sometimes it's not what you're expecting. It's not always like trippy, like, whoa, look at these colors. It's all beautiful. Wow, look at this being that I can't really describe. And they're talking to me, but they're not actually using words. They're just feelings are coming through me. It's not always like that. Joe Rogan explains in his podcast one time where he's like, he took DMT and there's a bunch of fucking gestures that are his face. And he's like, fuck you. And they're all flipping him off. And he's like, what is going on? Why am I getting mocked?
Yeah.
And then he realized, I'm taking myself too seriously. In this plane of existence, I'm taking myself too serious. And they all start, as soon as he realized that, they all start shaking their heads like, yeah. And then he moves on. It's like trials and tribulations upon death to make you a better person. But if you can experience that now and then come back to this plane of existence and make this plane of existence a better place to live.
So why do you feel like you need that in order to become self-aware?
Too often, too many people are not self-aware.
I'm just saying you personally, because you're an advocate for it, right? Like you're saying.
I'm an advocate for it, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I'm just saying, so it's like, why wouldn't you tell your millions of viewers?
Yeah.
Right?
But,
right?
Millions.
Why wouldn't you tell your viewers that you don't need to do drugs in order to achieve a higher purpose or a higher existence? You're basically advocating, hey, and the only way to do this is to do this drug.
No, I'm saying a way to do it.
But not the best way.
The only way.
It's not the best way. I think people can easily self-reflect on
hey, I've got to go
past
to
relationships or whatever.
I've got to go to I want to go ski at Breckenridge, and you know what? I'm going to walk, so I'm going to walk down the highway. But as soon as I get to the Eisenhower Tunnel,
mm-hmm.
I can walk through that tunnel, but that's too fucking easy. I'm going to climb this mountain and then go down the mountain.
That's cool.
Like, I get the logic.
I'll go.
There. I get the logic.
I will do that walk with you.
If you go through that tunnel and in the same time that's not a good analogy. In the same time you go through that tunnel, you still go through the trials and tribulation.
I see what you're saying.
It's like hitting that speed button on or hitting that speed strip on Mario Kart It's like you get a little boost. Like, oh, okay.
So you're saying that instead of experiencing the life experiences that you would need in order to find self-actualization or find whatever,
sure,
you're saying, hey, you can just skip the actual life experience and just take a drug.
It's an option.
And you'll be good.
It's an option.
You know what that sounds like? You sound like a big pharmaceutical company.
I'm not big pharma.
Hey, you don't need to put the time into PT and doing all the work. Just take this drug, bro.
Take Ozempic. We are not sponsored nor endorsed by Ozempic.
Ozempic.
There's a lot of fucking people taking that drug, dude.
Bro, I know.
The get skinny quick.
But for real, like that's the same ideology that Big Pharma uses that I know that you talk shit about like 2 or 3 podcasts ago.
Yeah, but there's enlightenment and then there's like running away from something, right? So you're running away from pain. You're running away from your feelings. Psychoactive drugs don't allow you to run away. They more often dive you deeper into your experiences. That's why they're using psilocybin during clinical therapeutic sessions now. That's why they use ketamine during clinical therapeutic sessions. That's why they're looking at DMT.
That's wild. To do like magic mushrooms.
Yeah, and sit there and then talk about all the shit you've gone through.
Yeah.
They're saying it basically opens up your brain outside of the normal. Like if you had barriers in place, and like I get it. Like I was just bawling my eyes out. When was this? Fucking Thursday when I went to therapy in the morning and like wasn't expecting it, but the therapist like chipped away just at the right angle. And then 5 minutes prior to the session ending, I'm like, I feel all this stuff and I'm like, just fucking hold it in. So, I can get out this door. And then out of nowhere, just start crying. Like, I get it. Like you can chip away at this stuff, but that's a lot of work. It took like, dude, I've been going for about 2 years and like worked through some stuff, thought I was good, and then worked through some more stuff. Right. And then working through the second phase of things, especially, so a lot of it's like military related PTSD stuff that I thought I filed away or processed, but doing my VA packet has brought all this shit back out.
Yeah.
I thought I had it all taken care of. So I've been going for like fucking a month, and across the room from me is this man who cares so much about me passing this step of this baggage that I don't even think I have. And he's just sitting there. He's like, yeah, I think we still have a little bit more work to do. And I was getting frustrated. I was like, no, I don't. The fuck do I have to work on? I've got this all figured out. Like, yeah, I get stressed out in public sometimes. I lose my breath. I get really anxious. Like, that's fine.
So what's your goal of your therapy, right? Like what's your long-term, this is how I want to change, right? Because I see therapists regularly and I have my own goals, but like how would you articulate, hey, this is why I come. This is what my end goal is.
Acceptance of your own self.
So how would you quantify and articulate that as like, cool, I found myself, I'm at the finish line?
I don't think it's ever there. I think some people that use DMT and psychoactive drugs in addition to therapy get there faster. And I think that's clinically proven. They're doing research now and they're showing that if they utilize psilocybin or DMT, that they can expeditiously get somebody past mental blocks that they have. Part of the problem with therapy is you go and like some of the time, like I was lucky. I started therapy when I didn't think I had problems. Like I knew some stuff was going on, but like nothing super major. Come to find out I had a lot of shit going on. But in my own brain, I didn't think anything was wrong.
But you still went.
Right.
And so you're basically going to be seeing a therapist forever because you can't clearly articulate your goal, your finish line. So they got you.
I mean, there's no finish line. It's like constant personal development.
So then that's your goal, is just personal development. It's not to find yourself. It's
like going to the gym, right? Like I go to the gym almost every single day.
So why do you feel like you have to pay someone? Or
I don't pay anybody.
Well, I'm just saying, like, someone's being paid to hear you talk to them and to give their opinion or whatever. Mm-hmm. Why do you feel like you have to have that type of interaction, that type of relationship?
because I've
And
seen
I'm not
it.
downplaying.
No.
I'm not downplaying. I'm just genuinely curious because like I don't openly talk about this stuff to really anyone, and I'm genuinely curious as to why other people go.
Yeah. Mostly it's because of the things that I've experienced during therapy. So it's like I go in, I didn't think I had that much of an issue, and then we're talking about shit, and then it's like what I thought was normal is not normal. Like the things the way I was coping with things, the way I was downplaying myself. There were instances where I would be like, well, I mean, it just happened, right? And like discounting my feelings over a long time, that shit adds up. I'm glad I started now when I'm younger to start filing away, like actually processing some of the experiences that I've gone through. But the fact that I've had these breakthroughs, right, in therapy, and then again, there was a period like fucking 6 months where I was like, I've got this. Like, I know how to process my feelings. I know how to retrospectively think back on things that had happened in my childhood, early adulthood, and process those moments independently. Like my therapist gave me the tools to process those independently. And I wasn't like crying in my room or anything else like that where I couldn't function. I would cry about certain situations that I'd never cried about before, and it felt really good. So to go 6 months of like, yeah, everything's fine, and then to start doing this like VA packet, and I'm not sure if you did yours, but like you have to write out why you're traumatized. And like one of the most not, in my opinion, best ways to do that is to tell a veteran, hey, here's this piece of paper, write down everything that's bothering you.
Well, it has to be documented.
Sure.
How else would they do that? Talk about it and
Therapy.
just a recording?
Therapy. I've gone to therapy for 2 years now.
So you wouldn't feel violated if your sessions were recorded?
No, I would. I would just say, hey, therapist, I've been talking to you for 2 years. Mine is a doctor.
Oh, so have them fill that out on your behalf.
Fill me out.
That would make sense.
And just basically be like, hey, can you write me a statement for the VA and basically articulate everything that we've been talking about for 2 years?
Yeah. I've been going to the same therapist now since like 2018. So coming up on, it's been a minute. Like what is that? Poor about basic math. 6 years.
6 years, yeah.
And I go through so I'm very selective. If I don't think you're smart enough, if I think you're just one of these like, oh, well, how do you feel about this type people? Like I am extremely selective with my doctors, with my primary care doctors. I'm very selective with my therapist. Now that I found one, she's great. And I specifically sought out a female therapist. And the reason why I go is kind of like what you said, is not my coping mechanisms, but like do I have a normal emotional response for the incidents that happen in my life?
Yeah.
And if they're not normal, why aren't they normal? You as my therapist, articulate to me why me feeling this way is not a normal way to feel. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of my therapy sessions is me not talking. It's me just listening to the therapist as to why, like everything, right? Like with all the stuff that I see, how I naturally cope with it is just physics. I'm a very quantitative, scientific, physical person, right? So it's like, if this, then that. It just makes sense, right? In that prison camp, people were getting, shot by rubber bullets. So if this, the officer shoots the gun, the guy gets shot by rubber bullets, he's going to get fucked up. If this, then that. It's just how my brain works.
Mm-hmm.
What I struggle with is not understanding why someone else's emotional response is different from mine. That's what I struggle with. So, like example being friendships, for example, it might piss you off, not you personally, but just you as my friend.
Mm-hmm.
It might piss you off that I do X. I don't know. Let's say we go out to lunch and I have to dip like super early, and you wanted to talk to me about something super important, but I have to go, and I was super like, oh, I just have to go, and I wasn't like respectful about it. That might piss you off. In my mind, I don't understand why that would piss you off. I struggle with understanding empathy and other people's. I don't say I struggle with empathy. I'm actually really good at empathy now, just because I'm like, how would a normal, like, I kind of know what
Right.
how a normal person thinks
through the 6 years of work you've done, or information that you've been given from your therapist.
I wouldn't even say that. It's just like it's almost why I don't think I would be a good cop anymore, because would I do the same things that this person is doing if I was in that situation?
Yeah.
Would I be able to, discharge my firearm in this type of situation? Right. I don't know how I'd be able to answer that, like, definitively. If me and you are going to a call and someone's shooting at us, I'm going to fucking smoke them.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like all this shit that I see online and how these cops are fucking just smoking people. Like, I couldn't fucking do that. Like that one thing where that SWAT guy was like, don't fucking reach for your back. Don't reach for your back. And the guy's like, please don't fucking kill me. And the guy just gets smoked. Yeah. I there's no fucking way. Like what was going through both of those people that were a part of that interaction, the cop and the guy that died. Just like, I don't get it. Like, there's got to be something, a part of law enforcement now that I just don't understand.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a rogue actor, I would say. And this kind
but like, you see it a lot, dude. I see a lot of these bad rogue actors on fucking YouTube all the time.
They get promoted, man. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but like, good shoots, like Kyle Vilmore talked about his officer involved shooting.
Yeah.
Nobody talked about it.
Yeah.
Smoked the dude.
Yeah.
Through a windshield.
Which is fine. I mean, the guy probably would have fucking killed him or killed someone else.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
No, he did kill somebody.
Yeah. So
he had already killed somebody and then carjacked 2 other people.
Yeah.
So it's like, in those situations, it's fine. But what I'm saying is, like, too often are the bad apples amplified and the good shoots not amplified.
Yeah.
And like, I get it. Like, if I ever shoot somebody, like, I don't want to have the glory, right? Like, there's no glory in doing your job.
Yeah.
Of needing to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
The only glory I would ever see in law enforcement is, oh, there's a school shooter and Matt ran into the building like a fucking maniac.
Yeah.
Shot at this school shooter, got shot at or shot, and then continued the fight. Like, that would be like, I would
that's
have
fucking
glory.
heroic.
That's heroic.
For sure. Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
Answering a call where somebody with a weapon, that's not heroic. That's just my fucking job.
Yeah.
You know?
I would still say it's heroic if you're in a fucking firefight in South Parker or something, you know? But but like
the firefight itself isn't heroic.
You know people cower during those?
I understand that my brain is wired a certain way, right? Is everything good?
Yeah.
Richard's
good.
Every now and then Richard fucking sleeps on the job. But I understand that every now and then, or I understand that my brain is wired differently than most.
Yeah.
I understand that. I don't view it as heroic if I'm involved in a firefight where someone's trying to kill me, and at that time, because they're trying to kill me, I'm trying to kill them, and we're just working our angles. Most people don't know how to work angles, so I'd be working my angles, trying to get the advantage if I had it. Heroism would fall in is like, you and I are on a call, you get shot, I do something heroic, like run across the street as this guy's still there, as I'm laying down covering fire, to come save your ass, throw a tourniquet on you as I tell you to hold cover, get the tourniquet on you, tell you to crawl to the nearest intersection and radio to get the fuck out of there. That's heroic. But just being in a firefight itself, in my personal opinion, it's the job.
I see what you're saying. You know? I definitely say that circumstances definitely differ, right? With shit that happens during stuff like that. Yeah. Like, you get guys that, you know, go down and then you pulling them out while you're turning fire and stuff. It's definitely, you know, heroic in my mind for sure. But no, it's and I don't want to say I definitely don't struggle with empathy. I'm like, I let empathy consume. I almost feel emotional during empathetic type situations. You know
It's
what I
good.
mean? I don't think it's good at all.
No, it is. I think it's great.
For the chemical makeup of my body to change when there's no environmental variables other than me viewing someone else. I don't think that's normal.
Dude, I'll actually
ask my therapist about that. I don't think it's normal at all.
Does she think it's normal?
I'll have to ask her.
Because I think it's normal. Because, dude, there's so many calls that I go on.
So if I'm crying right now because, I don't know, I found out some horrible fucking news, you're going to start crying?
With you?
That's not normal.
Yeah.
No way.
I would. We are close enough friends. Bro, dude, I have you ever heard of Mother's Wallow? It's like one of the few noises that like still haunts my dreams of like when a mother loses their child.
Oh.
And it's like this like guttural like pain.
Dude, yeah.
And like even saying this makes me want to cry.
Yeah.
And it's like because I've been on so many calls that I hear that and immediately break down crying.
Yeah.
And it's so much easier now because I have kids that it's like, fuck. I know it, I can't imagine what you're going through, but I feel the fucking emotions radiating from this person. And I feel with them. You know what I mean? And I cry. There are so many calls I go on, I fucking cry. Outside, I'll say this, and this is like a catch-22, right? If there's something actively still going on, my brain is still very much like detail oriented. Like if this, then that, if this, then that, if this, then that. And then now my therapist has stated, hey, after that situation, cool off and then think with emotion. Go back through that experience because your brain was feeling emotion. You just shut that shit off. You basically said, I can't deal with sadness right now. I can't deal with fear.
Yeah.
I want to like, I'm getting the bullets are coming out of this door. Do I want to go inside? No. Am I? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to work the angle. I'm going to work the fucking threshold.
You know, like,
but thinking back on those experiences with emotion helps you process it. It mitigates trauma of those experiences 100%. Because I do the same thing when I go to therapy. There's some sessions where I go and I'm like, explain this to me. Why do I think this way? And he has like a little iPad that he draws shit on. And he's like, well, it's because your brain's operating here and it's still feeling this stuff. But you are because of your training and your logic, you are literally saying, I can't deal with you right now. So I need you to shut the fuck up, sit on the back of the bus, and we'll deal with you later.
So talking about brains, and I'll start with a statement saying I don't think really anyone knows what the fuck is going on with their brains. Yeah. And I say that because when I had to have a brain surgery a couple years ago, coming up on it was a while ago. I did so much research. We don't like even the most world-renowned brain surgeons, psychotherapists and psychiatrists, all that stuff, dude. Like we really don't know any more than we did fucking 50 years ago. So it's like when they're like these brain experts and psychologists and psychiatrists and all this other stuff, and they're acting like experts and stuff about the actual, not only the anatomy of the brain, but how it works. I think they're all just fucking full of shit, to be honest. That's not to say that there's no value in therapy, but when they say, oh, your brain shuts off here and all this other stuff, like I would say like there's chemical releases and also other stuff that happen, you know, at the chemical level for sure. Right. Yeah. And they've known that, you know, since like the 50s and 60s. Dr. Kinsey wrote 2 books, The Male Brain and the Female Brain, which are both really interesting, with especially everything that goes on within our society today. But are
you saying there's a difference between a male and a female?
You want to get into this conversation?
We'll dive if you want to.
What
was the consensus of the books?
About what the differences are?
Yeah.
Kind of like what we're talking about, but just that the women's brains are like way better connected than men's brains. Men's brains are
empathy
connected with like emotion, right? So you have like your frontal lobe, and they kind of understand that like when you're deep thinking, you use your frontal lobe, and when you're not, it just I'm not a brain expert, so I can't speak intelligently to the terms.
You just had yours removed, so
yeah, right. Yeah, so women are way better at emotion and way better at empathy and sympathy and all those other things, and guys are just naturally better at like stuff that doesn't require that, and
Emotion.
it's evident within our society, right? Like who are the majority of like the engineers and the physicists and all that stuff? Like men dominate those industries because we're naturally gifted at it. Women dominate childcare and kindergarten teachers and pediatricians and all the things that require you to be successful in those occupations. Women dominate because they're just naturally good at it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
I do think I've had probably an equal amount of male leaders and female leaders when it comes to like HR, like management of people.
Sure.
Right. And my experiences with shout out to Sergeant Richardson of the Durham Police Department. She might be a lieutenant now, but one of the best people I've ever had the pleasure of working with.
Yeah.
If there's anything ever going on, she would read between the lines and be like, I think you should take the rest of the day off. Just go work out, go do something. And yeah, she saved me from a lot of emotional trauma that I could have experienced at Durham.
Yeah.
And because of that, I still hold her as one of the best leaders I've ever had.
No, I think it's great. I would agree that some of the best people leaders, like personal managers that I've had, were always women, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that, and this is, a gross ideology or whatever, but I think that guys are naturally better business leaders because they don't give a fuck. Like, you're not doing your job, you're gone. Right. But girls, a female would be more adept to be like, oh, this person just had a baby and, this and that. And, maybe we should keep them on for a couple extra months, even though they're a piece of shit because they just had a baby and all this other stuff. Right.
They're not a piece of shit because they had a baby.
Well, I'm just saying, like, maybe they're a piece of shit just because they're not good at their job. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I definitely fall more on if you don't do your job, I don't give a fuck. Like, you're just gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like for me, business, the business itself is the baby, and you have to foster and care for it and all this other stuff, right? So that's just my own.
But it's emotionless.
My own ideology. Oh yeah, for sure. Yep. The business is modern day Serengeti. Like, it's for real.
Yeah.
Like you don't we as humans, for the most part, don't live to survive like animals do.
Yeah.
We just don't. Like, we don't have to worry about getting eaten by fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah. Saber-toothed tigers and stuff. So it's like our evolution has kind of stopped because we don't really need to evolve anymore. I don't say it stopped because there's like evolution is more based about like reproductive rights than it is anything else. But business itself is still very much the fucking Serengeti. If me and you are both in the same business, I'll fucking stomp on your throat from a business wise. As a friend, probably not. But say we're both going for $100 million deal.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm not going to think twice.
Yeah. There's no friendship or family in business.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's when you go into business with someone, it's just as important as who you're fucking marrying. Yes. For sure. Absolutely.
I've learned that firsthand.
Yeah. Like, if you don't really, really, really vet your wife, it could fuck up your life. For sure. If you don't really, really like do your due diligence on your business partner, that could fuck up your life too. Arguably just as bad. Because, like, say you go into business and what if it does take off? What if your business takes off and now it's $1 billion a year and you're stuck with this fucking person?
That's not doing shit.
You're fucked. You are so fucking fucked. You don't know how fucked you are. For real. Same thing in marriage. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you have to be very, 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 very fucking careful. It's like now it's like so me, I'm actually in business with a buddy of mine. We just started this company, a VR company, where we're developing stuff in VR for schools, essentially.
Right on.
Yeah. We'll have a demo ready probably by the end of the month. And I already got DU. Shout out to DU. DU and a couple other schools already interested. So it's like, and I've known this guy forever. Super hard worker, like just really intelligent person. And I'm just like, yes, like, let's fucking do this. And he's never like run a business before. So it's like trying to keep him on the path of where is this going? Like, what are we going to do? Like, what do you want to do? Right? If Apple comes or whatever, or Meta comes or whatever, like, hey, we want to buy your company, what are you going to do?
Yeah. What's the extra strat?
Like if someone waves a couple $1 million in your face, are you out or not? Like, these are the conversations that I have to have with this guy before we even do anything, because I got to make sure that we're on the same page. I'm not in it to sell out anymore. Like, I'm in it for the fucking long haul. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Create a legacy.
Like, I want to, like, I don't, granted, if Apple comes up for fucking some crazy money, you know what I mean? Obviously,
hey, Jeff,
but
what does $80 million look like
dude,
to you, dude?
that'd be, I mean,
That's a huge chunk of money.
80
dude.
turns into 40 with taxes, and then 40 turns into 20 because you have a 50-50 business person.
Not if you retain stock. Not if they give you $80 million in Apple stock. If they give you $80 million in Apple,
I've done the whole stock thing where, so how rich people get out of paying taxes?
they take a loan out.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying
an equity loan,
$80 million of Apple stock.
Yo, but
I would argue that's a better deal than being like, hey, we'll give you cash out.
I don't think I would take that much. Like, I don't think I would do the loan thing though. I would probably just sell.
Why?
I don't know.
You're gonna pay taxes.
I would probably fucking shit my pants if I had a $40 million loan. If the stock goes down, you're still on the hook.
Yeah, well, you just file bankruptcy. It's fine.
Yeah, but
4 years and then you start over again.
Yeah, good luck in bankruptcy court with fucking Wells Fargo that you owe 40. You're gonna get whacked. You're gonna get whacked. Like if you're like Jeff Bezos or something, they'll be like, yeah, he'll probably build another company
yeah.
and you're good.
But if it's
little old Jeff Pearson, done.
Drive to work one day, you press the brakes, it doesn't stop, it just keeps going.
For real. Honestly, I'll just do what fucking Cuban did. Because that's what Cuban did whenever he sold his company to Yahoo. He just, fuck it, I'm selling it. I'm selling it all. He sold all of his fucking Yahoo stock. He got like $2 billion. And everyone's like, oh, if you would have waited an extra week, you would have gotten 3.5. He's like, I got $2 billion.
Who the fuck cares?
How much
how much money do you have?
Like, well, how much money do you need? How much more money do you need?
That's true, dude. Well, right? I don't know, man. With inflation, everything, it's getting out of fucking control. Like I make 100. I make 110 now.
Mm-hmm. It's sick. That's awesome. Awesome salary.
But it's not.
It is
for the area. No, it's not,
dude.
$100,000 is the new minimum wage.
No way.
It's a new. I shouldn't say minimum wage. It's the new livable wage.
No way.
For this area, yes, it is. We have the same market price as agencies out in California, and those agencies paid their law enforcement officers $170.
That's kind of a lot.
And this agency I work for, I know for a fact because I had a friend do a FOIA request, has multiple hundreds of millions of dollars in surplus funds that they could be utilizing towards the salaries of the law enforcement officers.
So one thing that in my life experience, and I think cops should be paid more. Like, I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I think you should make more than 110, even though I think that's
good.
That's a good salary.
It's good, but an in-and-out manager makes 150.
So, but what I've found, so there's two things that I've found in just my experience of businesses and supervising and all this other stuff, right? Is with some people, it doesn't matter if you pay them $100K, $50K, or $300K. They're always going to be in some type of financial issue for sure. They always live outside their means. You can have a cop that's making 90 and you give him 150, right? So when he's making 90, he lives like he's making 150. And when you pay him 150, he's going to live like he's making 200, right? It just is what it is. It doesn't matter. That's why I try to tell my little brother that. I'm like, dude, like,
I should be very clear. I don't need more. Yeah. I just want.
Well, I mean, sure. Like, but
I want more.
Where's the end? Like, you're always going to want more.
When I have enough saved up that I can quit at any moment. That's the end. I want to buy
that is so subjective.
No, it's not.
Sure it is.
Nope. I know exactly. I have a dollar amount.
What is it?
4.5. If I have $4.5 million, I have enough money that I will never have to work again in my life. That's with taxes. That's with all my costs right now. That's with the inflation.
So you need like $400K a year? Because that's what most people do is they'll just put the principal in account and they'll just live off the index.
So, I mean, this is probably boring for listeners, but I'm looking into getting into rental properties once the market changes to be more favorable towards buyers.
That's a fucking nightmare. I think that
rental properties.
I think it's a mistake.
You just need 10 rental properties before you're 30.
Yeah, no,
and you'll be a multimillionaire
with that fucking guy. So I know people that are in the rental game. Of all the people that I know that have tried, like, and I know rich people that have tried the rental game,
yeah,
and I know poor people that have tried the same thing. I know one person that has had any success in it. One.
Yeah.
The others, like, they're just they're.
So
fucked.
what do you recommend
for like
anybody listening to get enough money to
honestly? I think
be done.
I think this podcast for sure. I think keep on focusing on this, and I think you can just think up of a better idea and just build a business and fucking sell it. You could build a business that's worth $5 million and sell it for sure.
Yeah, I just don't know how to build businesses.
Like it's not that it's I'm not a fucking conglomerate or anything. I know how to build professional services businesses. Right. It's literally just consulting.
Yeah.
There's no product. There's no value. Well, there is value, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't get fucking paid.
Yeah. But you're the SME. You're the SME in that area.
Correct.
That they're using for the services.
So like I found something that no one else knows how to do that people need.
Yeah.
And that's worth something, right? Like, what do you know that no one else knows? What can you do that no one else can do that people value? And just focus on that. I think this podcast is a perfect example. I think you're a really good interviewer. You're an interesting person to talk to. For sure. That's why I think that this is like once you stop getting shadow banned and fucking talking about
which is fucking crazy,
shit,
isn't that?
Talking shit about the CIA isn't going to help.
Oh, fuck them. I don't fucking care.
No, but yeah, just like so with this whole VR company that we're starting, this is the first company that I've ever done that has an actual product and a definitive consumer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm a little bit out of my depth. So when we go for investments, which we will, like, so once we have a beta and we have sales, because I already have sales pretty much lined up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, once we have a beta and sales, we're going to go for an investment. And then but like, if you're an investor, if you're a multi-billion-dollar investor, you're like, cool, you guys have a great product. Who the fuck, why do you think you'd be able to get my investment back? If I give you $5 million, when am I going to see any fucking profit?
ROI. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
so a lot of times it's like, cause I have a buddy of mine, Dave Foreman, who I interviewed that, just got an appraisal for his AI company called MasterTech.
Mm.
And,
is he the heir to the George Foreman Grill Company?
No.
Oh, that sucks.
No, I know. Isn't it? But he just got a 125K investment, but because of the percentage, it appraised his company at like 3 million.
Oh,
something
really?
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a percentage part over whole, right?
Mm.
So like, but that one investment showed, like, even if somebody buys like 5%, or we'll say 5% of your stock and gives you $100,000 for 5%.
Yeah.
Like that appraises your company.
Yeah. I mean, it's like at Shark Tank stuff.
Yeah.
For sure. But like going for like, because like we really don't need the money like to do anything. I can hire a bunch of devs right now and just kind
knock
of
it out
and just start going. What I really want in an investor is someone that can fucking coach me. I don't know how to fucking do, you know what I mean? Like I'm a big numbers guy. So I'd be able to crunch all the numbers and saying based on the sales cycle and all this stuff, you would see profit in 36 months, right? If we continue on the same trajectory, right? I can do all the cool graphs and all the designs and all that stuff and be able to answer all those questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's the execution part that's going to be difficult to do. And keeping my buddy, because he's like the SME for what we're building, right? Not the actual tech, but the actual content. He's the SME on the content.
Sure.
So it's like every day he's got a new idea. Oh, we should do this and that. It's like, dude, we need to focus on baby steps. We need a fucking beta.
Yeah.
We need something that we can show.
You can always add
what
shit
you're
later,
talking
dude.
about is 10, 15 years down the road.
Right.
So it's like I know enough to know that because
Dude, you know how fucking hard it is though to not be a perfectionist? Like this as an example.
Well, I mean,
it's been 4 months.
You're
like every fucking time I do a podcast, I change something.
You're a good example too, because if you release perfectly, you release too late.
Yeah, that's true.
If you got to this point of how good this podcast is now,
yeah,
you wouldn't have made the early videos, right?
Oh yeah, true.
But the videos are out there.
Yeah, and they're cringe. Like
they're not cringe.
They're good content, but like when I watch them, it's like I still get the brick shit behind you.
I'm fucking dying in this fucking
thing. Yeah, let me turn the fan on. I still get the fucking brick overlay thing behind you, way back in the corner.
I like that. It's perfect. It's probably how our fucking beta is going to be with the brick fucking thing. Like legit, but just on another realm. And it's fine because that's just a part of the process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You get better, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. Like
I get it.
I firmly believe that you'll either wind up getting endorsements off this podcast or you're going to wind up selling it.
Oh, I won't sell it. I enjoy this way too much.
Really? If Spotify came up saying, "Hey, here's fucking $200 million,"
I will say
you'll sell.
I'll sell to Spotify and being like, I'll be the host. You're paying. It's just like Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan didn't sell to Spotify. He just sealed the deal with Spotify.
Saying, like, if someone was like, "We're gonna pay you and we're gonna put our own guy in here
that
for $200 million," no, that you're out. We want fucking Jeremy Piven.
Why would they take my pot? That doesn't make sense.
I'm just saying,
in this model, that doesn't make sense.
I'm basically just trying to establish that you would sell.
Yeah, $2 million.
Of course.
Yeah, dude, it's $2 million. It's 200 million.
Yeah.
Going back to like, how much money do you actually need? For me, it's 4.5. I'm telling you right now, if anybody wants to buy this shit for $4.5 million, you got a deal.
I think
at this current day and time, with inflation, it might go up.
So and I'll go over kind of what we're doing with the VR XR stuff.
This won't get released for like a week or two.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But I'll go over that with you like off screen because kind of what we're doing is a little bit proprietary right now. We don't have any trademarks or patents.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think I'm going to want to sell it. If it gets to the point where it's worth that much money, then I'm worth that much money because I fucking own it. And so does my buddy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I think I've officially gotten old and I started watching, there's a Netflix series called Alexander. Mm-hmm. And the whole thing's about Alexander the Great. Mm-hmm. And how many times he was offered like trillions of dollars and land to just stop conquering. They're like, for the love of God, please stop invading Babylon. Or excuse me, the Babylons. Please stop invading us. We will give you billions of dollars. You can keep all the land you already have. Just fucking stop.
And he didn't.
He just kept going. Why? He had a legacy. He had it in his brain that he's like, no, I'm going to build an empire. I'm going to build this thing that generations will talk about. Bro, that was fucking over 2,000 years ago, and we're still fucking talking about this dude.
Yeah, no, he was like in his 20s, wasn't he? He was a young guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
19 years old. Fucking going out there slaughtering.
Why didn't anyone just fucking slap him in the face?
Dude, well, he was in one of the battles. He got fucking clipped in the back of the head, almost died.
Really?
Yeah, fell on the ground. And it was only because his like really close friends and generals like fucking herded around him to basically make sure he didn't die.
Jeez.
Yeah, so he but part of that too is he thought he was a living god. So like there's that mentality.
So he's a narcissist and probably a sociopath. Nice.
It gave him the courage to charge in the battle.
I mean, unfortunately, those people do really well in business.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking of someone right now that I know, multi-fucking millionaire, probably 400 times over.
Yeah.
And just like neglects his family. He's got
so
kids.
Bad, dude.
Like he doesn't give a fuck. He's like in the office just grinding every fucking day.
I couldn't do that.
It doesn't matter. Like he's like, yeah, dude. Like he's like
Like I feel like I do understand in a certain sense. Like I think it was Elon's first wife or something like that recently said, they're like, how does someone like Elon do so many things and he's so successful at multiple things? She said it's not that it stresses him anymore. It's just he's raised his baseline of productivity. What I'm saying to that is like my baseline of productivity is a certain level with this podcast, with my job, with my family, right? I'm not going to give up my family so this can be bigger. I financially can't give up on my job to make this bigger.
I'm not saying you would change.
Yeah.
But money changes people. I've seen it. Like literally. Like when you get so there's a few things that I experienced. One is the first thing is like when you first start making a bunch of money, it feels illegal. It's like no one's giving it to you, you're taking it legally. Like I'm not saying robbery, I'm saying like you're out there grinding, right? It's like maybe if YouTube pays you, it'll probably feel a little bit like, hey, legit, I have a legitimate source.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's like say you're getting 100K a month, into your bank account. If you're getting that from YouTube, it's going to feel more legal than if it's just clients.
Oh, like sponsors?
Like not even sponsors. I'm saying like
if I switch to a subscription,
maybe be removed from the podcast, right? Maybe that first company that you had, what was it called?
Damascus.
Like say it's Damascus. Yeah. When you first start making real money with a company like that, it feels illegal.
Yeah,
it's just like
weird.
It's just like fuck. And like money does change you in a way, whether it changes you for the good or for the better. It's addictive regardless.
I had the experience that I felt like it was. I distinctly remember feeling like nothing like money didn't matter. Like money, we all put a value to it. And I remember the first deal we got, I was like, we just did this for 8 hours of work and this is how much we got. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like this is a month's worth of work for me.
Yeah.
And we did it in 8 hours. How the fuck does that make sense? And then it really started clicking in. This time, I'm giving my time for a certain amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
That's the feeling I had. So it was almost like a resentment.
Okay.
Of like,
yeah.
That's why I think like, do I need more money? No. Do I want more money? Yes. Because I feel like my time is more valuable than what I'm getting paid.
Like in your everyday career?
Yeah, in my everyday career. I'm spending 10 hours away from my family.
Yeah.
For 4 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably more, it is more than that because I do jujitsu in the morning. I spend breakfast. I miss lunch. I miss dinner. After work, I go work out and I come home.
Are you going to Shark Tank tomorrow?
I might. Depends. Kaylee's tentatively working.
Oh, gotcha.
So
I'm going to try to go.
I went with my son tonight.
Oh, you did?
For the youth one.
Yeah,
oh,
nice.
He got his first stripe.
Oh, that's cool.
Dude.
He was pumped.
Oh my God. To see him stand up and because he's been waiting.
Yeah.
And he stood up and he's like, Dada, as he's running towards the coaches, like, Dada, I got a stripe. And he gets there, he's like, yeah.
And so is it Evan that hands him out? That's awesome.
Yeah. Dude,
that's awesome.
I cried.
You
talking
did?
about crying. Yeah, dude. I was like, I'm so proud of you. And all the parents are like patting me on the shoulder. I'm like, no, clap for my son. I can't clap right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. It's just
for
proud parent moments, man.
No, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
We'll get this wrapping up because we are, it is getting late. And I know you got an early morning tomorrow morning.
I do.
It's 11:20.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll probably play some Pop One. Which
did you bring my controller?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I have them in the car.
Is the Meta 3?
3.
Is it that different as far as like pixels and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth what is it, $400?
I'm not sure how much it is, but it's definitely worth it.
Is it worth? I'll put this in perspective.
I'd say like if you're not
worth a week of my time.
I would say if you're not playing regularly on the Quest 2, the game that you already have, then don't fucking buy it.
The problem that I have with it is I get dizzy.
Yeah.
And I find myself squinting because it's slightly blurry. So I'm like squinting to make it work, and it's giving me a headache.
Well, I can let you use the Quest 3 and then see if
I'll
there's
just
a
swing over
difference.
to your house.
Yeah.
At some point, check it out.
Yeah. I can bring it over here too. Maybe in the next one.
Yeah.
But yeah. See, interesting because we had so many different topics on this podcast. You talking shit about the CIA.
I still don't like them.
Therapy, brains, how you like to use drugs, like all this different stuff. Interesting to see how you're going to chop it up.
There's going to be a lot of shorts. It'll be good.
You're a drug user. That's okay.
I'm not a drug user. I understand why people use psychoactive drugs in therapy.
You promote the use of illegal drugs publicly.
So does Joe Rogan. So does Sean Ryan.
Yeah, but what do they do for a living?
They do podcasting. I would love nothing more than do this all
I'm
day.
just saying. I don't know.
I'm just not. I'm not funny. I can't do comedy.
I think you're pretty funny.
I can't do comedy. I don't think I can do comedy.
Why?
I don't know.
Write up some jokes.
All right, I'll come up with a skit.
I feel like
what's the normal skit length? Like 30 minutes?
You should watch. You should watch. I'll show it to you later. There's a guy that has. No. Like there's this guy. I fucking hate this guy. He has this like YouTube channel where he gives up and coming people that are trying to be comedians like 15 seconds to tell jokes. He's like,
is it Kill Tony?
Kill Tony. I fucking hate that guy. Tony Hinchcliffe. Is that his name?
He's down in Texas.
I fucking don't like that guy.
Kill Tony's pretty good. It's a good way to get a name out for yourself.
No way. I don't fucking. Well, maybe, but I don't. I think like the guy
people bomb sometimes.
He just, to me, that guy. He seems like he has such a big fucking ego.
You think so?
Yeah. 100%.
I'm very hesitant to say that about people before I meet them.
I don't
because what they put out, like, bro, look at me. I'm fucking dressed like a fucking douche. Purposely, he dressed up as Sully. What's
James P. Sullivan from
James P.
Monsters.
Sullivan.
Yeah. I have a Monsters University hat that I was going to wear.
Yeah,
I couldn't find it.
Oh man,
I have my PhD in scream can design.
Oh, do you really?
Have you seen that
No
movie?
No.
You never saw Monsters University?
I have, but like, where do you get the PhD?
Well, so there's this.
So like a
funny. I know that you want to wrap up. There's this company that I found that will do fake like diplomas.
Yeah.
Because I know this because there's this guy that worked in one of our offices that had one. He had like a fake. He's like, dude, this is a fake fucking PhD.
And he got the job because of it?
No. Oh. He just
put it up on the wall.
He's like PhD from Harvard. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck did you go to Harvard? He's like one of these dudes that literally he got his bachelor's from like Metro.
Yeah.
But like, and he's like famous for it because he's a brilliant coder or whatever.
Sure.
It's like, you have a fucking PhD from Harvard in computer science? He's like, no, it's fucking fake. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
It looks real.
Yeah. So I was like, dude, like, what'd you pay for it? He's like, it's like $300. I was like, all right. So like I went onto this website. I literally did Monsters University, was going to do screen can design doctorate or whatever. And it was going to be legit. But something like the company is out of like fucking Thailand or something. So my credit card wouldn't let me
pay for it.
Pay for it. And I meant to call the credit card company because it's literally called fake. I think it's fakediplomas.com. So I called the credit card company and they're like, are you trying to buy something from fakediplomas.com? Like, fuck. Yeah. But I wound up not, like, when I said it out loud, I was like, I'm not going to do it. I regret not doing it now because I would have had a PhD from Monsters University in scream can design. Yeah, dude, you have to watch the fucking movie.
I watched both of them.
I've seen it probably 3,000 times.
It's great.
It is a good movie.
It's a good movie.
It is a good movie. So
well, anyway, and then I'm dressed in like this weird tiger. I don't know.
I like it though.
Yeah, I want to wear it to Vegas.
Dude, that is definitely a Vegas outfit.
Yeah,
I have a Vegas outfit.
Do you?
It's a map shirt. It's literally a shirt that's the globe.
Do you want to go to Vegas?
Dude, I'm going. You can come.
When are you going?
I'm running the half marathon down there.
I'm not running a half marathon with you.
We're leaving on the 23rd. We're back on the
month?
26th. Yeah.
I'm in North Carolina for a wedding.
Oh, fuck.
The 23rd is my 30th birthday, though.
I am going to try to go down with Evan because he's competing in ADCC in Vegas. That 29th, 30th, and 31st.
29th?
Yeah. March 29th, 30th, and 31st. I'm trying to get Josiah to go.
I need to go further out, man. We need to start planning for April or May, but we'll figure this out.
So
we'll figure it out.
ADCC championships, which I'm going to try to go to, is in August.
I'll have a newborn.
Bring her with.
Oh, yeah.
To ADCC.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, whatever.
All right,
man.
Peace out.
Appreciate you.
YouTube. Peace out. Spotify. Peace out.
Apple Podcasts.
TikTok.
Instagram.
Instagram.
Jeff Pearson. Honestly, it's always a pleasure to have you on, dude. I appreciate you swinging.
Dude,
this.
I have a lot more Halloween costumes. Follow me on Instagram, Jeffrey.Pearson32.
Yep. Shout out, and I'll tag him and everything. And
cool.
And I want to get on your podcast again.
Yeah, and you have to put me in touch with your buddy so I can take him to lunch.
Dave.
Yeah.
I will.
Yep.
Finish the podcast, though.
Huh?
Finish the episode.
Yeah, I will.
Even
you meant that one. I will.
Yeah.
I'll probably listen to it on my drive home.
Good.
Because you live 30 minutes away.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.